Yo, yo. What is up, guys? I'm just getting set up here. Just making sure everything's good. It looks like we've got a feed out to YouTube. X is going as well. I believe the chat on X is still broken if you're on desktop, but if you're on your phone, I think the chat works. So if you want to chat and it's not working for you, check out go to the Wolf Bitcoin YouTube stream, and you should be able to join the chat over there if it is broken. So go check that out if you want to jump in on the chat. Oh, this is hilarious, Cade. This is absolutely hilarious. That is so fun. Yes, 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 yes. These tweets are crazy right now. Yo, what's up, Trade Decision? Welcome, man. Good to see you in here. It's been good seeing you on the spaces as well. Scotty, what's up, brother? How's it going, man? GM. Yeah, let's kick this off here. I'm just making sure we got the tweets out. We got the tags we needed to tag. We got the chats going. We've got everything going on here. But it does look like we are ready to rock and roll, guys. So welcome back. Hey, happy Thursday. Some of you may say that it's not so happy of a Thursday, and maybe it's not, man. But happy Thursday, guys. Educating himself on the other macros. Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. No, dude. Like, I think if you stick around the Wolf Bitcoin crew, you're gonna meet a lot of other great analysts and traders, and there's people on the macro side, people on high frequency, people out doing algorithmic. There's all kinds of stuff. But dude, I've made some incredible connections from that group over the years. So it's a great crew to be associated with. So. But yeah, guys, happy Thursday. Let's get into this. So we are here again doing these shows. We're doing a Monday through Thursday. Occasionally, I like to throw in the Friday or Saturday session. But usually Monday through Thursday, those are pretty much set and scheduled every single week. And we do them, although the times can change a little bit day to day, depending if there's overlap and some other stuff. But for the most part, Mondays and Wednesdays, we're doing them at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're doing them at 4 p.m. Eastern. So today's, we will have to wrap a little bit sooner than usual because there is another show that's coming up right around the time that this one is supposed to be ending. And I just want to give enough time for the team to come into the studio, transition, set everything up, and be able to kick that other podcast off. So, but yeah, guys, we're here again on Wolf Bitcoin, looking at these markets through a chart analysis lens. This is pretty complimentary, I would say, to the Trader Talk Spaces. It'd be really cool, Elon, if you're listening, Elon. We need a way similar to like what TikTok does or some of these other platforms, dude. We need to be able to have the speakers, like as you pull speakers up to share on Spaces, we need them to have the ability to pull up a chart and share a quick chart, share an image, something to all of the listeners on like the main screen there. So Elon, come on, man. First trillionaire. Just like, can we take a little bit of that? Maybe a little bit of the SpaceX revenue. Can we do something here with these funds to fix Spaces and maybe level them up a little bit? So if not, then hey, we're just gonna have to do more video content. We're gonna have to do a lot more video content. So Scotty's a G though, man. Scotty's always giving props to other people. This is what I like though. Like when you meet like cool people, real ones on this app that are trading and also doing stuff, man. Everyone's usually pretty humble. It's like we're trying to level up. We're trying to elevate other people with us. We're always kind of trying to highlight the good in others. That's right, Elon. I hope you're paying attention, man. We need these features, dude. We need some better functionality here. We're limited. We're limited in what we can do. Huge shout out to Public, the sponsor of these streams and some of the other content that comes out of Wolf Bitcoin. So huge shout out to them. Public is an investing platform for people who take investing seriously, and they back that up by giving you some cutting edge technology with AI tools. So if you've had like a strategy in mind that you've been thinking about automating, or you have something that you're currently already doing and automating, but it's maybe it needs a little bit of tweaking, you really should take a look at Public and check out their agentic stack. There's tools that you can use to set either short-term, mid-term, long-term strategies. Doesn't matter if you're trading stocks, bonds, crypto, options. You'll be able to build a truly robust portfolio there using some of these cutting edge technologies. So check them out, public.com/wolf. Go check out the partnership page and support the show sponsor. With that, guys, let's jump into it. I've got BTC here in front of me on the daily time frame. A lot of downside here this week. The Bears are happy. Bears are happy this week. They weren't so happy, when we are trending up here, but they're happy this week. Look, I want to start off with something very, very simple, pretty elementary, I would say. Let's start off with this. I actually made a post about this. Some of you will recognize it already if you've seen the post. Let's invert this. Okay. This is BTC on a monthly. This is where we are right here. We're right here on BTC on that monthly chart. Now, although there is certainly a case to be made that this is maybe breaking higher and eventually could flip this into resistance, right? There's a case to be made for this. Absolutely. There's a case to be made for that. But again, this all depends on if BTC can get through this big high time frame zone. I mean, look at this. You have two big touches here, right? So this entire thing here is a nice support here. Even here, when it lost it, a lot of rejection here, right? After losing that. Same thing here. So although this could just be getting ready to absolutely rocket ship through this level, which is this like 69K, 59, 60K, right? 59, 60K. I'm just going to call it the 60K zone. But although this could just be getting ready to just rocket ship through that, it's not unreasonable. It's not a stretch to think that this could be a little bit of a tough area to get through. That this could do, support things, right? Because this is inverted. I inverted it because when you're looking at it here, it does, for some reason in my brain, this looks cleaner. When I see this in my brain, I'm like, ooh, like that's kind of like a key level we're coming up on. Like my brain just processes it better here. For some reason, when I'm looking at this, probably because we spend most of the time already looking at the chart this way, this just doesn't look the same here when I see it for my brain. Inverted, I'm like, ooh, okay. That's a key area there, right? So can this end up rejecting here? And then we ultimately see a move lower, probably that either comes back into this current monthly candle somewhere in there, sweeps the low of it maybe, or it could even go for this swing here. Could go for these lows here. Like, could we see that? Is that impossible? No, it's not impossible, right? We could also just break through this. We could also just absolutely break through this. Looking at it on the quarterly chart, same thing. This is a huge level on the quarterly. Quarterly closes, right? It's a huge level. Huge level. So like I share this to make the point that to me, and this is just my perspective, but to me, in this area, it doesn't make sense to be extremely bearish right into this area. Yes, it can go through that. Absolutely, it can go through that. Does it make sense to get uber bearish here at that level? In my opinion, no. The places to be bearish, look, place to be bearish was clearly anywhere up here above 100K was clearly the place to be bearish. But if you weren't bearish up here, you weren't bearish near those highs, you weren't bearish here, and you weren't bearish here, but now you're flipping bearish here? Quite interesting. Quite interesting, right? So just something to consider. Just something to consider that maybe, just maybe this area is not going to be a walk in the park for the bears. Maybe we don't just cascade down, right? Now, let's talk about the scenario where this does break down, because it can. And to be honest, if you subscribe to the 4-year cycle and you understand that the likelihood of a low being put in October is pretty high based on the historical data of Bitcoin, even beyond what is on this specific chart here. Like, we have time. We have time. Monthly, this is a very strong move into that area on the monthly. Yes, right. Quarterly still has downside pressure. 6-month chart still looks really, really rough. This is clearly still right in peak momentum to the downside, as is the 12-month. Okay. Not making an argument there. We're not debating those things. Sure, I agree with you. All I'm saying is there a case to be made that maybe this area doesn't just collapse and melt and we go straight to 48K? Like, is there a case to be made for that, right? Now, if we do, let's say we do melt, let's say over the coming days, this thing just melts down, because there is liquidity at 57, which we're very close to. 57.5 roughly in there. There's a big pocket of liquidity. Could run that. There's likely to be some a little bit lower as well. I haven't checked much below that, but we know there's liquidity here right below us. Is there a case to be made that maybe this thing, if it does break down, it runs through that, you get a stop run, you get a bit of a cascading effect down, and then somewhere down here, it spends a little bit of time kind of chopping, slowly going a little bit lower, right? Having failed relief rallies that just ultimately send to a lower low. Sure. And if we were to get something like this type of structure that just kind of walked down, and obviously, like, don't pay attention to the time here. I'm just trying to illustrate it as clean as possible. I don't know that it would take months for this to happen, but if something like this happened and then you saw a big fast move back up here near 59, 60K, okay, then I am on board with shorting that. Even though this is the same level, right? Like, you're saying, well, why wouldn't you just short it now? Because I don't know now if this is bouncing or not, right? I don't know right now if it's gonna hold a support or not. But if you lose it as support and it spends time and distance, and more importantly, one thing you don't have right now, look at the volume profile. Look at the volume profile. There is no volume below here. The volume drops off, right? You see that this is like the last little shoulder, and then it just completely drops off. There's no volume down here currently. I mean, I can populate that if I pull on more history right now. Now there will be some volume down here. Watch, we'll see that update. Okay, now you have volume, right? But if we're just looking at this like structure from the highs, so if we're just looking at the downtrend from the highs down, there's been no volume built up below here because we haven't gone down below that. So in order for me to think that there's a shortcoming, I would want it to spend enough time and distance away from this zone, the 60K zone, that you actually start to fill in on the volume profile a little bit, and you put in like a node. You put in a little volume node somewhere wherever this consolidation is happening. Put in a little node, and then now there's acceptance. Now there's history and a reason for me to be suspicious of a move higher. Now when this thing comes back over here, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I need to get short. I need to get short because this thing coming back up here after it's built some acceptance below that zone, there's a really good chance that now this is going to be resistance on the way up. It currently isn't. It currently is not. We can speculate that it's going to lose it. We can speculate that price goes lower. We can speculate that, that all that can play out, but we don't know. We currently don't know. The only thing we currently know is that in February, we came down to this level, and we tried again in June, and we're currently trying again. And none of these are so far cascading through that level. And you really don't have any kind of significant closes below that February low. You've got nothing so far. So all I'm saying is, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's wait for the chart to tell us if this is in fact going to cascade down, right? And then as this like builds up then maybe there's an opportunity there, right? Maybe there's a shorting opportunity from the same price that you could get in now, but you have confirmation and you can size this appropriately. You can actually take that trade with confidence, right? With more confidence, at least, because you never have 100% certainty, but you can take it with confidence, as opposed to right now. You're just right now, dude, you're flipping a coin and saying, yeah, look, there's a chance this holds, or there's a chance it breaks down. No one really knows. Wait for it to break down, wait for it to consolidate below and actually show some acceptance of price below 60K. Then on the next move up, then you spank it, then you hit it down, right? Not right now. There's no reason to do that right now. You want to sell from the premium of the range, not the discount. 100%. 100%. And in this example, right? Dude, loving your comments, by the way. Yeah, we react to the price. In this example, right now, this is discount. This is discount city currently, right? This is discount. This only becomes a premium if we can build market acceptance and fair value below that. And we just haven't done it yet. We haven't done it yet. So for me to short here, it makes absolutely no sense. Even if there is a really good chance that it's going to go lower, it just makes no sense. In my opinion, if you're shorting here, and you can call it a hot take, you can do whatever. If you're shorting here and this goes lower, you got lucky. You got lucky that you had a thesis and the market gave it to you. Good on you, right? Maybe it's a profitable trade. In my opinion, that's a shitty trade. In terms of risk to reward and an understanding that this is currently support, that's a shitty trade that worked out well for you. Congratulations, right? As opposed to let's wait for it to do something, come back up. Now we have a good structural and technical reason to short that. This would be a good trade. This would be a good trade. Well, like one thing that you just have to understand is if you don't have a system and you're just kind of taking trades as you feel, you're going to get chopped up, man. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from personal experience, you're going to get chopped up. This is FOMO land. 100% this is FOMO land. 100%. It's crazy, man. Appreciate the repost, by the way, guys. See Salty in the house. We got a non in the house. What's up, guys? Makes zero sense to force anything right now. Exactly. We forcing longs here is just as stupid as forcing shorts. Like, we just don't have the data. I will tell you, though, that if I have to take one, like, you know, under pressure, like my life's at risk, and someone says you're either longing or you're shorting here, honestly, I'm probably leaning towards the long from here, just based on the fact that we haven't had any breakdown yet. You know, so we'll see. 60, 62, 62.5, like last week's low. That's going to be a big area too. We'll want to see a reclaim of that. Like if it's going to go higher, you're going to need to see some work done here. And ultimately, really, until you get above this, like 67, 66, you can't really be looking significantly higher. But look, we'll zoom in. We'll zoom in and we'll look at what this might look like here. If you are trading on the lower time frames, like what does this look like? So, again, look, currently trying to hold that 59, right? Trying to hold that 59 somewhere in here. Hold on. I got way too many trend lines. That one? Nope. That one? Nope. Trend line? Nope. Nope. Hold on here, guys. Sorry. That one. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. That's that last quarter low, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Last quarter low. Still have not had a daily close below it. Look, we've got a just shy of 4 hours. Again, if in the next 4 hours we close above that last quarter low again, what I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm just that would be another sign that we're just not seeing continuation to the downside here. We're not seeing, we're not seeing the bear theory or thesis play out with some speed behind it, I guess you could probably say. So I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling right now. Observing this volume, volume is picking up a little bit here, but still general decline in overall volume. We won't even really look at the oscillator, but I wonder if we threw a simple RSI on here, though. Do I have a simple RSI somewhere on here? I do not. I don't think I do. What is this down here? Hold on. Let's find out if I have a simple RSI. I do not. Let's throw on a simple RSI. Just be curious. I haven't looked at RSI on BTC in a little while. Interesting enough, right? Look, what do you have? What do you have here so far? Could be something there. Could be something there. So maybe that does something like that. I don't know. Again, this, I mean, like it always, we know how it goes, right? This will all be super, super obvious in the not too distant future, whether this was a buying opportunity or not. And by then, by the time it's obvious this was a buying opportunity, I mean, price is going to have moved away from it already. Like price will be up here somewhere. People will be chasing, and then it'll give one more pullback, and then, you know, it'll do something. But anyways, yeah, a little old divergence there, a little bit, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. By the way, if you guys are coming in, SpaceX is pre-revenue. Yeah, that's a good point. Although they own, doesn't SpaceX own XAI? And I don't know if XAI actually makes any revenue. Like on the Grok side and all that stuff, or even Twitter itself. And is X not revenue positive? Who knows? Who the heck knows? By the way, though, for you guys that are coming in, if you missed what I said in the beginning, as far as the chat, if you're trying to jump in the chat, I see some folks on X are commenting. I think the chat was only working on mobile. It's not working on desktop. So if the chat's not working, you may need to switch to your phone if you want to drop comments in the chat, or you can go to YouTube. You can go to the Wolf Bitcoin account on YouTube as well, and you can comment from YouTube. It's just looks like the desktop chat for some reason hasn't been working or not working well. So just a heads up as you guys are coming in here. How are we doing on time now? We're still good. We probably have 20 more minutes, and then we'll have to wrap and give a little bit of time for the next show to prep here. But I feel like this might be a week where I throw on a Friday or a Saturday stream here from the Wolf account anyways. So we'll have plenty of opportunity. Plenty of opportunity. Let me check X comments, see if anyone's commented anything over there. BTC summer range at 26K, huh? 26K. Crazy. $26K from Dimitri. That'd be a heck of a drop from here. Yeah, a heck of a drop. Stablecoin dominance got a nice little push, much like BTC, swept the low, but still within, pretty close to the range. We'll see how this closes the week here. It is currently above that last quarter high on stablecoin dominance. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Ethereum, ETH-BTC still kind of hanging out in this zone. We need to see a big move like this from it to really start paying attention. Currently not seeing it here. You know, we called out the weakness on ETH and a lot of these alts this week when we said that they were really struggling to get back above that last quarter high. There was a couple exceptions, like XRP, for example. We said it was above it, but it was right back to it, and it was trying to defend it, and it looked weak. You know, XRP rolled over. Solana was actually holding pretty well above it, and we talked about a sweep of that one more time. It currently is still below it. We'll see if it can pick back up and get above that last quarter low. If it does that, really like the sign, and you guys already know what I'm going to say, but the true sign that maybe something else is happening here is if we see a move above that swing that got put in here last week, like midweek, when we made that move up across the board. That'll be the sign that something else is happening, right? As soon as we have some kind of a swing low here, we need to be watching price as it's moving up. If it puts in a a lower high relative to that swing, then we can expect that there's probably a lower low coming. But if we start seeing price show some strength here and it starts getting some movement above this swing from last week, then ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we may have ourselves at least a short-term internal uptrend here on some of these for sure. Ultimately, could still come up here and get slapped back down, but you couldn't. I mean, you can't deny that at that point you'd have at least an uptrending structure here on Solana. So we'll keep an eye on it. BNB, we talked about the sweep. It's not incredibly convincing on BNB. BNB is just it's a weird one. I don't trade BNB a whole lot, but look, made the move lower. I think at this point, I'd have to zoom in at the lower time frames. I don't know what the volume looks like there, but I'd want to see a nice big move up. Like if BNB from here can put a nice big move up, I'll patiently wait for an opportunity to get in on a pullback and a lower high, and then maybe trade something like that. But I'd want to see a sign of strength. I want to see a nice big push here that takes out some structure, volume that shows up, supports the move, and then we'll wait for a nice little pullback. We'll use like a fib retracement tool or something, or we'll look at just key structure and we'll say, okay, where could this realistically pull back to, and then we'll look to take a long trade off something like that. If you got this opportunity here, would be kind of cool, and then try and trade that up at least to the high of last month, but targeting that quarterly range high could be a fun trade there. But we got to sit tight and wait. I think with a lot of these, that's actually going to be how we're more successfully going to produce positive outcomes, is wait for a big pump to show up and then play a nice key pullback and then just get in on the meat of the move, as opposed to trying to fish for a long right now when we really don't know if it's done going lower or if it's got a lot more to go, We did look at some alts here. Let's quickly check the list and see what's moving today. HEI, huh? Yeah, this is like scam pump territory, though. I think Lisa was mentioning this one on Spaces earlier. I don't know what it is. Looks crazy. Sin here still looks strong. That's a lot of volume on that move. That is a strong move. At some point, though, man, these things are going to pull back. At some point, the pullback is epic on these. Epic, absolutely epic. What does that 3-day look like on this chart? Yeah, I mean, it's still going. It's still going, but the pullback on these is going to be absolutely epic. Because more often than not, what these do, I love how that looks upside down. Look at that. Right here at that key level. Look at that. I mean, tell me this thing isn't beautiful. Tell me this thing's not ready to do something like that. Tell me it's not ready to do something like that. Yeah, the RR isn't amazing. The risk reward kind of sucks, but I mean, realistically, like maybe you get here, right? 1.58. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. There's probably a short there, but there's probably better setups. Because if we don't know for sure that top is in, you'd have to be waiting for the breakdown. But even then, if you're just kind of trying to front run it a little bit, that risk to reward just gets skewed big time. It just starts to look like crap. But pretty good chance it's going to do something like this. Pretty good chance. You could probably even just look for something similar to that. And then be looking around here. Yeah. Crazy looking chart, though. Crazy looking chart. Let's put that back to normal. Yeah, this to me looks like it needs a healthy pullback. I don't really see anything I like there. Nope. Maybe. Nah. Nope. I don't like it. XPL. We've been watching XPL for a little bit. No drawings. Okay. This one might be. Hold on here. This one might be. Let's look at a 2 week real quick. This one looks like it wants to go, actually. So took out these highs here, set a higher high. If you see this push up, you've got yourself a higher low there as well. On XPL, let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's go to the daily. Let's throw on the weekly, monthly levels. Screw it, daily as well. Let's go down to like a 4 hour. Oh shoot, my bad. All right, let's see here. Interesting structure. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those two that it's like just wait for it to really break out, start going back above this last month high. This was an interesting pullback here. I would have been looking. See, so I would have missed this. I would have been looking for a move like below this down here. Never gave it, but it's moving away now. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're kind of just looking for a move higher and then using that as an invalidation. So if this does continue going higher, once you get that break above, like it's probably more of a momentum play than anything. I don't know why this thing does it like this. Here, I hate that thing right now. But you're looking to enter on confirmation of a break higher, then this could serve as your invalidation point on a move higher here on the daily. Let's see if let's go to that 3-day one more time. Yeah, no, look, this clean sweep going higher, targeting that high there. Not a bad look. Not a bad look. Yeah, that looks good. 5-day. Nah, that's good. Let's see if it has the follow through. Let's see if we can take that out. ATM. Oof, what is this? What is this? What is this? There's a lot of these, man. There's a lot of these. I'm telling you, if BTC can hold this level, I think these keep popping just based on that other's BTC chart. Just based on that, this thing looks pretty good to me. Ooh, this one. Resolve. That's quite a sweep there, huh? What does that look like? Yeah, interesting. Some of these are interesting charts on the higher time frames. Bell. Ooh, there may be a short setting up on Bell. There may be a short setting up here on Bell. Lower. And then probably a subsequent long, but nothing there. ID, ETHFi, Ape. I haven't looked at Ape in a while. Hey, okay. So look at this. It's been, guys, this has been a while. When we placed this, all of these drawings that I put like this, they're ahead of, like, so this was back in May when we placed this down here. Easily back in May. There's no way we put this on during this month. Absolutely no way. This was back in May, maybe even in April when we put this arrow. So Ape has done what we were looking for back then. Here, let's hide all the drawings really quickly and let's go to that 3-month. Nope. Is it the 2-month maybe? There she is. That's what I was looking at. Okay. Yep. Yep. So look, in 5 days, you're going to close this 6-month candle here inside of the previous 6-month candle. And I would suspect we could use this as a clean invalidation here for a trade, which is the current low. So with that being said, I'm going to have to break this one down on another stream with the actual setup. Yeah, that pullback looks pretty good to me. You could still have another pullback, but ultimately, if there is a long trade here, invalidation is down here below this. Entry is either at current price or ideally you're getting it down here a little bit lower. I'd actually probably be waiting for a sweep down here. Look at that nice little crack on the volume profile. So maybe this fails one more time, heads lower down here after the new month opens, and then you get that move that plays out, this move here. So if that is the case, looking for a trade down here and ultimately trying to get it up here, but heavy TP point will definitely be here at this high. Again, up here, we'll definitely TP again. And then coming into this structure up here, we'll TP again. Yeah, Ape is looking cool. There's going to be a lot of these plays, man. And look at that. That's massive. Massive. Almost 600% for a 30% risk if we can get that entry. If we don't get the entry and if we're forced to participate a little bit higher, obviously that doesn't look as good. But even currently, man, Ape is, I think Ape's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have to be paying attention. Sweep of this low here could be worth paying attention to. That is massive upside. But anyways, guys, I think we got to jump. What time is it? Yeah, may as well start wrapping. GM, what's up, Ash? I think we got the weekly swing complete for BTC for now. Yeah, I agree. I just spent the last 40 minutes talking about why it's dumb to be trying to short here if you weren't already short from higher. So, dude, Ape. You got to be watching Ape. And I need to be hunting more of these like Ape. That the thing with these though is they look good on a 6-month chart, which is where like Others BTC looks good. Others BTC is a good looking 6-month chart. But yeah, that means you could have 1 month, maybe 2 months of kind of chop manipulative type price action that's not really going anywhere. So even like on a chart with Ape, like you could have this, you can have this here just kind of continue to do a whole lot of nothing. And then, in a couple months, boom, you just get a banger move, right? So we'll see how that plays out. A 6-month, having a 6-month candle essentially to work with means that this could go on through the end of the year somewhere. But we'll be watching it. We'll watch the 6-month and then we'll go down to the quarterly, the monthly, the weekly, and we'll try and nail these as best as we can. As best as we can. Yeah. A lot of this stuff though has me thinking that Q1 of next year could give us that Q1 alt season, just that crazy rally that we've had in the past around Q1. So should be fun. Anyways, guys, we are going to wrap. I think Cade's coming on here in a few minutes for a separate show. So he's going to need the studio room here to get set up for his stuff. But guys, I mean, we talked a lot about BTC. There's always a potential for things to get worse. But I think opportunity is, opportunity or luck, right, goes to those who are prepared when the timing is right, like when the iron is hot, as they say, right? So it's all about preparation. Luck and opportunity does not exist without preparation. So let's have a plan. Let's understand like what the potential outcomes are here, and let's just have a plan. If we have a plan, there's a better chance that we can seize the opportunity when it presents itself. So let that be the takeaway from all of this. Huge level here, huge level. I will not be surprised one bit if this thing bounces and we're back in the 70s in the near future. Absolutely will not. If this also breaks down, we're also okay with that. We're okay if this breaks down. We know how we're going to play it on a breakdown. We know where the liquidity levels are. And we know that if we got a big breakdown, spend some time down there, and we see a move back to 60K, that we're going to be absolutely prepared to act, and we're going to act accordingly. So with that, guys, once again, check out Public at public.com/wolf. Support, support the show sponsor here that's supporting Wolf Bitcoin and streams like this. And appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging with us once again. I'll probably be back this evening on my personal page with a little evening DGen hour. We'll look at some stuff. And tomorrow, or Saturday, we'll run some more streams. We'll look at some stuff over the weekend, see if there's any plays that show up there. But appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you guys on Spaces, streams, and all of the content coming out of Wolf Bitcoin. Peace, guys. Have a great one.